Well, her brother needed a place to live. I have to tell you this story because I know it all.
Well, I want you to understand that the court's only got so much time, and I got a lot of cases to do.
Okay, well,
and more importantly, I don't care about anybody's good or bad behavior outside of what is involved in this case.
All
So
right.
don't waste my time.
Okay.
Matter of Mike versus Kelly. Okay. You've been unable to resolve this case?
No, sir.
Okay, anybody that's gonna testify, I want you to raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to testimony about to give us truth, so help you God. Mr. Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to tell the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. You're the owner of one.
Yes, sir.
And on May the 30th, 2023, you give a notice to quit to Miss,
Yes, sir.
and that was for non-payment of rent.
Yes, sir.
How much rent does she owe?
Oh, around 4,000.
Around 4,000.
It was water bill. She didn't pay nothing.
Okay, you gotta remember, whatever you tell me, that's all I can do.
That's fine.
If you don't tell me exact numbers, I can't give you exact number. So you want $4,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Pitch, you heard what the plaintiff told me, indicated that you were renting some property from him, that you owe him about $4,000, including water bills.
Okay, Your Honor, the house is not livable to begin with, so
So you wanna move out?
he came to fix the toilet 3 days ago and he left me a 5-gallon bucket to urinate and to go poop it. That's what he left me. And he told me that was my problem. So he left me, he came in, he plunged the outside of the house and he said the water works, but you can't use the toilet. So he left a 5-gallon bucket there.
Hang on,
Okay,
how long has this been going on? A couple of years?
no, a few months, it's on and off. But the problem is,
A few months.
yeah, the problem is, he never gave me that 7-day notice on May 30th. My husband could testify. He came down, he was sitting at the picnic table with us outside, playing with the dog, drinking a beer, and he gave me the 7-day notice at the end of July. And he gave it to me 2 days after that 7-day notice was done. Now, he comes down, he goes to my son's, he comes to our house, and then he's gonna try to do this right off the bat. I have applied several times for state emergency needs, and all they wanted was a court order. He refused to do that for several months. Now, in the paperwork, if you,
Go way too fast.
okay, in the,
Back up.
okay,
So when did this toilet go out? What, the exact date?
let's see, it's been 4 days, so 5 days before that. I don't have my calendar on me. But when you take a shower, it fills up. with
So you
urine.
can't tell me the date. You don't know the date.
It
For all
was-
I know, it
It's
was
been 9 days
yesterday.
ago. It was 9 days ago. I don't have my phone or my calendar with me, sir.
9 days ago.
Yep.
And did you go to the building department for the city and complain?
I've called them. Yes, I've called them and they put in a complaint and I'm waiting to hear from somebody.
Okay.
The house is not livable. I had to.
So when was this $4,000 due? What period of time?
Okay, well,
Hang on, I'm
I
talking to
thought
Mr. What period of time?
Ever since she moved in. she
You
paid-
better do better than that. You're not making much for your case. What's the dates of the rent that was due?
She moved in March. She hasn't paid me nothing.
Hasn't paid you anything?
No.
So she owes you for March, April, May, June, July, and how much is the rent each month?
No, that's only charge of $600 because she told me lies right from the beginning. She told me that the welfare.
All I wanna know is what you did. You charged her $600 a month.
Yeah, because she convinced me that welfare would only pay $600 a month. So that's a total lie, once I did my own investigating. wanted to charge her 800, but she had me buffaloed at 600 because all the system was gonna pay. So I agreed to 600, trying to be a decent person. But I haven't collected not one nickel. But a bunch of promises, I got promises.
Okay, is that right?
No, sir, it's not.
You did pay them, and you got checks to show
The
me.
first couple months were free because we did all the work in the house, my husband and I. He'll testify to that.
Okay,
So-
do you have anything in writing to show?
No, he will not do a lease. He will not do a year's lease. He won't do a 6-month lease. He won't do a month-to-month lease. He don't want nothing in writing because he don't pay taxes on the rent that he collects. My son lives right next door. My son pays 600 a month. We both pay 600 a month. Now, what Mr. Current wanted me to do was tell the state of Michigan for state emergency needs that I pay 800 a month. And I can't do that. I'm not gonna lie to them. Now, I'm on a fixed income. I get $914 a month. 600 is my limit, and that's what I pay. He's got it written right here in the court paperwork. So it don't even add up. If it adds up, he's trying to charge me 800 through the court, so he makes extra money. He tried doing that with the state of Michigan, and I explained to him. He said, why didn't you tell them 800? I said, because if I tell them 800, the state of Michigan is gonna consider it non-affordable for me to live there. And I told them I put 600 down on the state emergency paperwork because that's what I pay. I'm not lying to the state of Michigan. I'm not going to jail for fraud. And this is what he wanted me to do. So it all came down to this. So I don't owe him for March, April, or May. I owe for June, July, and August is what I owe him. And he won't put anything in writing. My son even asked for a lease. He won't take anything but cash. He won't, he don't do PayPal. He won't do any of that. And he don't want the state of Michigan involved because he does not pay rent. He don't pay taxes on the rent. And he don't even have an occupancy permit for either house, Your Honor. I've investigated that. I've talked with the city of Taylor. I've been down to public records. He wouldn't give me a state ID number for the state of Michigan, nor would he give me a court order for the state to help me up until now. I had to go to public records to get the tax ID number, because if I gave them the tax ID number, therefore he's gonna have to pay taxes on all the rent that he's collected. He did the same thing with my daughter. As a matter of fact, he was sleeping with my daughter for rent, and she's only 32. So this is a big mess that I deal with. I apologize, but this is a mess I deal with. Now, the city of Taylor told me don't pay anything until this house was up to code. He claims it was inspected in 2023, no, 2021, and that there's no record of anything like that. He don't want the house inspected because it won't pass. He had told my daughter when she lived there that the house was unlivable.
Okay.
So we've been doing all the work. I have all the receipts from everything that we've done. I had to pull up, the kitchen floor was dry rotted. It was a floating floor to where there was urine, there was dog feces, cat feces, underneath it. And it was making me sick. So I asked him several times. He said he had a new floor to put in. We offered to do it. He said, I'm not doing shit, was his exact words. Now I've been without a toilet. You know what he told me out here? That's your problem. He left me a 5-gallon bucket to urinate and poop in. He said,
Okay.
he said the first 3 months because of all the work, and I have all the receipts. I have all my paperwork, Your Honor, and I've spoke with the city.
Anything else you want to put on the record?
Myself.
Well, it's your case. Anything, you want to call that witness?
Can I,
What do you want to say?
Can I tell you, because I live with, my name is Lynn, and I am a tenant. I live in my friend's house. I've been there for 7 years.
Yeah, go ahead and come up here, raise your right hand. You need it?
Yeah, I kind of need it. Okay. Well, first of all, my rented to her daughter, the house at 15. Her daughter, Sarah, moved into that house with her 2 sons. Well, her brother needed a place to live. I have to tell you this story because I know it all.
Well, I want you to understand that the court's only got so much time, and I got a lot of cases to do.
Okay, well, I'll get this-
And more importantly, I don't care about anybody's good or bad behavior outside of what is involved in this case.
All
So
right.
don't waste my time.
Okay, I won't waste your time, sir.
What exactly do you want to testify about?
I want to testify about Kelly. She lived at our house for approximately 5 weeks. When her daughter was evicted, she moved into that house March 8th. Mike gave her 2 weeks to clean it up because her daughter was filthy with her 2 sons. Filthy. I'm talking filthy. Dogs.
We don't want to hear
Okay,
anymore.
so
I don't want to hear any more because you're not telling me anything that applies to this case. Do
this
you have
is the
anything
case.
else you want to say?
No, Your Honor, other
Do you
than,
want that gentleman to testify to anything?
yes, he could testify that.
To what?
that-
Come on up here and tell me what you got to say.
This is my husband, Tracy, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Pitts, what do you have to tell me?
He just show, he don't really do that. He don't do nothing down there.
I've heard that before.
Okay.
I don't want to hear any more of that. Okay, you satisfied? Are you satisfied with what evidence you presented?
Yes, I have everything.
Are you
in this
satisfied,
business.
Mr.?
Yeah, she's just telling a lot of fairy tales.
Okay, but are you satisfied with what you presented?
No.
Just said I haven't received any rent from her, so.
Okay, are you satisfied with what you presented, or do you want to present more evidence?
That's funny.
She just hasn't paid her rent. I need her to.
I've heard that about 5 times now. The first time I heard it, I made a note. I don't have to hear it 5 times. Do you have anything new, different, and relevant to this case?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay,
Just needs to move.
okay, based on the testimony presented, I think that, you do have to, the defendant has a right to possession of his property. I am gonna give judgment for plaintiff for possession or the payment of $3,600. I'm not sure about what they've done, so I will not give a money judgment of 0. The writ will issue on or after September the 5th. I expect he to give him back his property by the 5th, or he can get a policeman or a constable to come over and physically put you out, okay? My court
Can I have
clerk will
30
get you a
days, Your Honor?
copy of the judgment. What?
Can I please have 30 days?
September the 5th.
Uh,
That's it. The statute tells me what I can do.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set. I signed a copy of the judgment, but I guess you just mailed it.
Thank you.
You might have to wait. Yeah, ready?